Last time we launched the second series of videos from the International Volleyball Academy. We moved from the questions what and how to the most curious question of all, why. And if you do not mind, we will stay with the setter's craft for one more episode. Today, we will explain why it is important to talk about static and dynamic balance in setting. I will begin with a statement that may raise more than a few coaching eyebrows. You do not need legs to set. I can already hear the disagreement coming from the benches. After all, legs are the foundation, are they not? Well, there is a small misunderstanding here.
Of course, a setter needs legs. They are needed to get to the right place, from which the setter can play calmly, with control, and ideally while confusing the opponent. But once that position is reached and the body is balanced, the legs stop being the main actors in the performance. Why? That is exactly what we will explore today. We often confuse two different things: movement to the ball and the set itself. With today's serves flying at the speed of a small motorcycle, receivers already have enough work just to control the ball and send it to a place where the setter can create something from it. In that situation, the setter's movement to the ball is absolutely crucial, and we will analyze it thoroughly, but not just yet.
Once the setter has moved into the optimal position, the actual set begins. And we want the setter to disguise their intentions, but if you want to disguise a set, you must learn to deceive with your body. And you can only deceive with your body when you can separate the work of your hands from the rest of your body. In other words, the body tells story A while the hands quietly write story B.
And that is the heart of the matter. This is why you cannot mix footwork into the set itself. During the set, the feet are in the air. And as we all know, feet cannot do much work in the air. Hands and fingers, however, are a completely different story.
So how does this work from a biomechanical perspective? When the setter gets under the ball in time, stops, and establishes a stable position, they rely on static balance. The center of mass is under control, the base of support is stable, and the body is in an ideal position to direct force precisely into the ball. The same applies when the setter arrives in time, stops, and jumps vertically from a balanced position.
Top-level volleyball, however, rarely offers such calm conditions. Setters often set on their last step while jumping, or even while flying through the air. At that moment, we are no longer dealing with static balance, but with dynamic balance. Its essence lies not in stopping movement, but in controlling it.
How do we achieve such dynamic balance? Primarily through a strong core. The torso becomes a solid pillar from which the hands and fingers can work with the precision of a watchmaker. The body may continue moving, but the hands are already focused on their own task. This is exactly what we teach boys and girls in specialized setter training. We have them jump down from a platform and discover through their own bodies how to find balance not in stillness, but in motion and flight.
To this we add anticipation. The brain does not wait for a perfect position, but continuously recalculates the location of the ball, teammates, and the body itself while moving. Finally, inertia enters the equation. The setter does not fight movement, instead they use it. The direction of the run, jump, or flight becomes part of the set itself.
From this perspective, there is no need to worry too much about the exact position in which the setter's movement to the ball ends. Volleyball is not a military parade. Every situation allows something different. Sometimes the setter has enough time to arrive, stop, and set calmly from the ground or from a jump. Other times, the setter realizes that the ideal position is no longer possible and takes off from the right foot in a classic pivot turn, or perhaps from the left. Only one thing matters: doing everything possible to move into the best available position. After that, the setter must trust the learned movement patterns and the mind, which has to solve the situation in real time.
Have we answered today's why sufficiently? Let us summarize it in simple terms. Finding the right place to set is not just about stopping the body like a bus at a bus stop. Mastery also lies in keeping calm exactly where it matters most, in the torso, arms, hands, and fingers, while the rest of the body is still running, turning, or flying through the air. That is why we often place young setters in situations where they cannot rely on their feet against the ground.
Simply put, static balance says, I stop moving, settle myself, and then play, while dynamic balance replies, I play even while the world around me is still in motion.
And who else should we leave for the conclusion than the most successful setter in the world today? Just watch how many actions that could serve as a textbook of setting mastery Simone Giannelli can perform within a single rally.